Yeah, so I'm wondering if you've ever passed by a mirror and just glanced at yourself and like this just happened to me. I had to pee, I go in the bathroom, and as I'm walking out, I glance in the mirror and I thought for a split second, like, holy crap, I look so much like grandma. And then I started looking at myself and I started noticing like these wrinkles around my eyes and like how my skin is not as firm as it used to be. And like, don't get me wrong, I feel like I look pretty good to be turning 54 this year, but I still struggle sometimes with the aging process just in general. And especially like when my hormones are really like unbalanced at certain times or certain days of the month, you know, and I'll look in the mirror and I'm just like, oh my God, who am I? You know, I know you've said before that maybe you weren't posting as much on Instagram or something because you felt like you were looking older. And I just wanted to share, like, I just had this moment where I walked by the mirror and I seen Grandma Boyd. Like, I just seen her clearly. And I was like, holy smokes, I look just like Grandma looked when she was my age. But yeah, I struggle sometimes with, like, most of the time, I'm totally at peace with my body and the aging. And I really feel like my 50s so far has been my best decade ever out of my whole life, that I'm just thriving and living my best life in my 50s. But I do have moments where I'm just like, wow, I'm turning into an old lady and I see it on my face. And I don't know like where to go with that sometimes.
No, I totally know what you mean. Actually, we were just talking about this last night, and I was saying how I wanted a facelift, which I'm probably not going to do because I kind of made the commitment to age naturally. Let's see, like 2 years ago, I decided to let my hair go gray, right? And made like an Instagram post announcing it and was going to take updated photos. I think the next year I did do an updated post of like my progress, but it's been like a whole nother year. And that's trippy for me because I am embracing it. I still got a little sprinkle of blonde or like gray blending, if you will. Like this last time I had like my blonde broken up with a little brown put in, but pretty much leaving my gray in there and alone and not trying to cover it, just blending it so it grows out good. Because I always see myself, as this older crone lady with long silver hair, wild, witchy vibes. But now that it's actually happening, and since I got the blonde taken out of my hair and like had the lowlights put in, Chris and I were talking about this. She's like, you have not vibed with your hair. And she's right, I haven't. I think I had some attachment to the blonde or maybe felt a little younger with the blonde in it. Now that it's just like natural, and I mean, it's a lot silver. I have a big streak in the front, which I'm not complaining. I like the silver, but like watching it happen and embrace it is a whole nother thing too. Cause yeah, I flipped down like the little mirror in the car, to put on lip gloss or something. And that's when I really noticed like, wow, I do be getting all these wrinkles and stuff. I feel like my face is falling too, like around my mouth. And I'm not comfy, I would go get fillers and shit and Botox and what have you if I wanted to. I've talked about it. I had a really bad habit of chewing my lip. And so we agreed that if I stopped chewing my lip to shit, that I could go get lip filler. And I did that, but I didn't do the lip filler because I chickened out. Because honestly, I don't really want to put a bunch of like shit in my face. I'm not a big fan of big pharma and medication and things like that. And I know I did my tummy surgery, but that was a little bit different. But yeah, when it comes to putting stuff in my face, I'm not into it. Plus, you have to keep it up. And if you stop filling your lips, they will get like kind of stretched out, like deflated looking. So it kind of like defeats the purpose. Like all these poor little 30-year-old women, women in their late 20s and early 30s are like puffing their lips up and getting Botox, and I feel like it's going to bite them in the ass one day. But that's just my opinion. But good for them. I really like the lip filler look. Not too big, but you know. But anyway, I decided not to do it, and I'm not really a fan of the Botox. I was kind of serious about the facelift, like just a little nip tuck. But I probably wouldn't go through with that either. But long story long, like, yeah, looking in the mirror and photos for sure. I just am like, oh my God, I really see my age all of a sudden. Whereas, like, I feel like I didn't like 2 years ago, like 2020, like when we got married, like we have some wedding photos. Well, I guess that was 4 years ago. It's 2024, huh? Anyway, the last couple years, I feel like I've noticed it the most. But there's a couple wedding pictures on our bedroom, and I see that, and I'm like, who is she? Like, I miss her. Like, she looked so happy and beautiful, and I just don't feel that way on a regular basis at all. So I totally feel ya. I see mom a lot. Also, I feel like my face is a little rounder than I would like it. So that bugs me too. I don't know. We just go through it, don't we? Like, I don't know if I'll how you embrace it, you know, like I admire older women and their silver hair and all that, and I can look at someone else and think she looks so beautiful, not for her age but just in general. But watching myself age and my legs, like, I feel like they're looking like old lady legs. I'm like, who are you kidding? You know, since I quit going to the gym and lifting weights and stuff, I feel like I'm looking like I got old lady legs and freckles all over my skin, and it's wild.